Hello, this is a video on multiplying decimals. So what I'm going to do is, here's my problem. I'm going to take the decimal 23.5. I'm going to multiply it by 5.15. Now, first of all, let's make a little estimate about what this is going to be. This is just about 25. This is about 5. So we know as an estimate we should be getting an answer about 125, because if I had like 5 quarters of a dollar, I would have like 125 cents. So that's what I'm expecting my answer to be about. Now, the way you do this is you start by just multiplying them as if there were no decimals. So I'm going to do that, and this is a review of how we do this, because this was covered probably for most people in like 4th grade, but it's reviewed in 5th grade. So I got 23.5, and I'm going to multiply it by 515. So I'm just going to do that. I'm just going to leave out the decimals. Usually I leave in the decimals to remind me it's a decimal problem. For right now, I'm just going to leave them out though. So what I do is just multiply this as if there were 2 whole numbers. So I'm going to do that. 5, this will help you remember how to do this. I go 5 times 5 is 25, and then I carry the 2. 5 times 3 is 15, plus 2 is 17, carry the 1. 5 times 2 is 10, plus the 1 is 11. Now, that's the 1 place. For the next one, I'm going over to the tens place. So now that means I'm going to move over 1 here. So I'm going to move over 1 here. A lot of people like to put a 0 in there. I just sort of move over, but we're going to move over 1. So, because this is a 10, it's not a 1. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 3 is 3. 1 times 2 is 2. So we didn't have any carrying to do there. We're going back to this one. It's going to be 5 times 5 is 25. Now we're moving in 2. It'll be here. So 5 times 5 is 25, carry the 2. I happen to have a 5 here and 5 here, so this is going to be the same. But 5 times 5 is 25. Put down the 5, carry the 2. 5 times 3 is 15, plus 2 is 7, carry the 1. And then 5 times 2 is 10, plus 1 is 11. Now, I add all these up. I get 5, 12, carry the 1, 5 and 5 is 10, carry the 1, 1, 2, 4, and 7 is 11, carry the 1, 1 plus 1 is 2, and then 1, 121. They're 0, 2, 5. So right now, when I'm multiplying these two together, I get 121,025. Well, that's not what I want though. This one is actually 23.5, so it's 10 times less. This one is 5.15, so it's 100 times less than 515. So, and I know that because I have 2 decimal places here. So this is 10 times smaller, this is 100 times smaller than if they were whole numbers. So what I do is I count all these places to the right of the decimal. Decimal, decimal. Places to the right. 1, 2, 3. Well, this is my whole number. The decimal would be there. But this number is 10 to the third times smaller, or 1,000 times smaller. It's going to be 3 decimal places smaller. So what I do is 1, 2, 3 decimal places to the right of the decimal. I go 1, 2, 3. Move it over that number of spaces. And my final answer is 121.025, or 121 25 thousandths. So the important point to remember here is you multiply as usual, that's all this, and then you take into account the decimals at the end, and it makes sense, again, because this is 10 times smaller, this was 100 times smaller than 515, and this is 10 times smaller than 235. And so our whole thing is 1,000 times smaller. Okay, so that's that video. I'll stop it